Eric Clapton is the greatest guitar player of all time. Jeff Beck, best guitarist ever. Eddie Van Halen was the greatest, man. Jimi Hendrix, dude, was the best guitarist that ever lived. Here's 3 reasons why greatest of all time guitarist debates are really stupid. Now look, guys, we've all been there. You're hanging out with your friends and, you're playing guitars. Usually a few beers are involved. At least that's what it was with my friends. And you start talking about, your influences, the guitar players that you like, that you look up to. And you argue passionately with your friends that this guitarist was the best, this guitarist was the best. Well, I got to tell you, I think these debates, I understand where they come from, but I also think they're kind of dumb. They're nonsensical. And frankly, just a waste of time and missing the entire point. So here's 3 reasons why I think greatest of all time guitarist debates are really dumb. Number 1, tell me by what metrics you're actually measuring these guitar players by. Okay? Is it speed? Well, that doesn't necessarily mean musicianship. Is it the feeling that you get? That's pretty subjective too. Is it, what could it be? All right. Is it just the songs that they wrote? I got to tell you, a lot of guitarists don't necessarily write their own solos. They just sort of make them up on the spot. What is it? By what metrics are you determining that your chosen guitar hero is the greatest of all time and can beat all the others? No one can agree on these metrics. And the metrics, frankly, are also going to, they're going to change according to what style of music the guitarist plays. All right. There are amazing guitar players in blues. There are amazing rock players. There's amazing metal players. Okay. So by what metrics are you actually selecting your greatest of all time? Okay. Heck, is it record sales? Because if that's the case, like, I got to tell you, I think Taylor Swift beats all of them if you're looking at strictly record sales. Okay. So again, no one's ever really come up with a proper criteria of what makes a greatest of all time guitar player. Now, reason these GOAT guitarist debates are dumb, number 2, all guitarists have failings. Even the best players out there, they have weaknesses in their own playing. And a lot of them even acknowledge this. I've seen interviews with B.B. King where he was talking about that, like, his ability to play chords, it was nonsense because he didn't have to. Okay. He always had someone else to play the chords for him. I mean, I'm sure he could play chords, but was it where necessarily like where his soloing ability was? No, it wasn't. Okay. And then you get into different contexts too. Guitarists, when they get to that level, they're going to have specialty genres that they're known for. So going with the B.B. King example, okay, clearly it was blues. But if you put him in a country band, he's going to sound terrible. All right. Like, okay, fair, truth be told, he could probably hold his own. All right. But at the same time, he is going to sound out of place, and all of his stuff is probably just going to sound a little bluesy. All right. So every guitar player has their own faults. And that's kind of one of the wonderful things about the instrument is that you never truly master it. There is always stuff to learn. So, embrace that. It's one of the beautiful things about it. Okay. Even the greats have faults, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the final reason why these debates are just a waste of time has to do with how subjective music actually is. Okay. Art is meant to be subjective. It's not meant to be a competition. All right. There's no number 1. Okay. That's just not how it works. All right. What appeals to one person might not appeal to another. Okay. Perfect example. All right. For me, it's Rush. All right. Rush are fantastic musicians. Okay. All of them. They were incredible. Their music doesn't speak to me. Okay. Does that mean they're bad? Of course not. All right. Honestly, I mean, if we're looking at it from the bass player point of view, like Geddy Lee is often in those conversations. All right. But that said, their music never really did it for me. They're amazing. I don't take anything away from that. But because of my subjective opinions, they're not even going to factor into the conversation. All right. And that's fine. That's part of the point of this. Music is meant to be subjective. It's meant to appeal to emotions and, make you feel something. And different things are going to trigger feelings in different people. That's just the way it works. So, and again, it is not a competition. I kind of have some issues with that too. Maybe that's another video. All right, hit the subscribe button. Okay, but yeah, okay. Music is meant to be subjective. Art is subjective. There isn't a greatest of all time. Okay, everyone's going to have their own opinions, and that's wonderful. Learn to embrace that. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to throw some ideas into a video. Let me know what you think. I mean, at the end of the day, who cares what I think? All right, I'm just a guitar playing nerd in a basement. All right, so you as a guitar player, tell me, what do you think? Why do you think I'm completely off base? Do you think there's a lot of validity in these kinds of debates? If that's the case, who do you think is the greatest? All right, or do you agree with me? And maybe there's another reason why you agree with me. I'd love to hear from you, and you're allowed to disagree with me. Please let me know in the comments. I know based on past experience, I can usually count on you to do that. So anyway, this is Sandy from Sandy's Guitars. Please hit the subscribe button. I am trying to build this thing up. Check out my socials in the description. Also, I've started back to live performance again, so please check my Facebook page for any upcoming gigs this summer. That's where I post all my personal gigs in there. If you're in Southern Ontario, please come out and say hi. I'd love to hang out with you. Anyway, Sandy from Sandy's Guitars. Keep practicing. You're getting there. Take care.